everyone, I am Kelly Shaffner. I'm so glad that you're here today because I have a little thrift haul to share with you, but I'm real excited about the items that I found on a recent thrift trip. I went with my friend Michelle to El Paso. We try to go a couple times a month and check out different thrift stores in El Paso. We went to 2 Goodwills in El Paso. We did go on Senior Day. We got a 30% discount, but I'm telling you, the prices were still kind of high. My cost of goods on this haul is $6.65. So if you follow me, you know that's a little bit high. You'll have to let me know what you think about the items that I picked up. We got to the first Goodwill just a couple minutes before it opened, and you have to let me know, are you one of those thrifters that shows up right as the doors are opening, or do you go at different times during the day? I have been a couple times first thing, and I'll tell you what, it's been pretty good. I'm starting to think that might be a strategy I should try to implement. I'm going to start with clothes. I didn't pick up a lot of clothes, guys. And some of the clothes that I picked up, I actually picked them up to include in a mystery box. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I have a swap box that will be coming up in the month of June, and I have been thrifting with my friend in mind, and I am not going to share the items that I thrifted for her, but you will get to see those in an upcoming video. But I have only a few pieces of clothing that I plan to sell myself, and we are going to start with dresses. I like to source dresses. I have been selling so many dresses lately, guys, and part of that I think is due to I have a lot of dresses listed, from casual dresses to special occasion dresses and everything in between. If you need a dress, I probably have a dress for you. And I found this dress right here. This is Ralph Lauren Sport. This one is merino cotton. It's such an unusual dress. And I knew right away what this dress was because I did find a men's top that had this leather patch on it. I do believe this is a faux leather patch. It doesn't say anything about leather on the fabric tag. This is houndstooth, merino wool houndstooth, and it's got these big pockets. It's like a jumper, and it feels really, really nice quality. So yeah, this is a hunting dress, which was super hard to research. If you research hunting or shooting apparel, you're not gonna find dresses. You will find a lot of shirts, a lot of vests and jackets. So I think this is really a very unique piece. It does have this button detail on the back, so you can adjust this. I do believe this is vintage. I found this same dress listed by a couple other sellers, one on Poshmark and one on Mercari. Both of those sellers have this dress listed in the $60 to $65 price point. And I decided to price my dress lower. This dress is in perfect condition, guys. No holes, no flaws. We'll see. It's a unique piece, so I do expect it will take some time to sell. Next up is just a trusted brand, Madewell. This is also a size medium. It's definitely oversized. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but this does have cloth covered buttons, and it buttons all the way up. This is probably about a knee length dress. It is called the Forest Leaf dress, and it came out holiday 20, so it's a pretty recent piece. It's 100% viscose, so it's very lightweight, drapey fabric. The sleeve is not a long sleeve. On the Madewell website, they call this a bracelet sleeve, which I kind of like. I will probably use that term in some of my future listings because let's face it, a long sleeve is not ideal for wearing bracelets, but this is a long sleeve that is still going to show your bracelet. So yeah, I picked up this Madewell. The next piece is a jacket. My friend Michelle gave me this jacket, and I'll tell you what we do, guys. When we are finished with all of our thrifting, we'll meet back in the corner of the thrift store and sort our carts, and we kind of do a haul for one another. And she found this jacket, and she wasn't sure that she wanted to take this jacket home. Here is the label. This is an Anthropologie brand. I'm not going to mention the brand right now. If you're working, take a look at your screen, check out this tag. I am pretty sure you've probably either seen or sold this brand before. I've never sold it before. I want to talk about this really cool jacket. It is It looks camo, right? It looks like a camo jacket. In fact, I thought it was a camo jacket until I photographed it and I realized there is actually flowers. This is like a floral camo and it is flocked. It does have a velvet-like feel to it, and yet it is very military inspired. It's a full zip. It does have snap pockets on it, a drawstring waist, and also a drawstring at the neckline. It has a collared neck. It's got the cutest interior as well. It's got that polka dot and then the fuchsia piping on it. Really cute jacket. It's a size small and it's by the brand Hey Hey, Hee Hee. I know. How many times have you heard a YouTube creator say, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. It's either hey, hey, hi, hi, and then apologize for not knowing the correct pronunciation of that brand. I am here today to share with you the correct pronunciation of that brand. But first off, guys, I am going to share a personal story. So I am going to leave a timestamp right here if you want to skip ahead to the rest of the haul, which is going to include all of the great shoes that I found. But I want to share a personal story with you. You are going to know me so much better after this story. And if you are not interested in knowing more about Kelly Shaffner, skip ahead. Where to start? I want to tell a story about college, but I need to give you a little backstory. I start college at the age of 26, not at age 18 like everyone else. Part of that is because I was a mother at the age of 17. I had my first son 3 weeks after my high school graduation. And then at the age of, I got married, and then at the age of 24, I had my second son. A couple years later, their father and I divorced. I moved back home. I lived in New Mexico the whole time, but I moved back to my hometown and enrolled in the university, single mother, 2 kids at the university. And that's what I did. Now, I met this girl. I think she was one of my lab partners in a biology class. Her name was Nina, and Nina and I became friends all through college. I've lost touch with her. And actually, this jacket, this hee hee hey hey jacket made me think of Nina because I have really strong feelings. I'm going to share one of my pet peeves today. So I meet my friend Nina, we become friends. She's from Long Island and she returns to Long Island every summer. She actually travels abroad every summer, but she would store her belongings in a shed I had in my backyard every summer, but we were friends. And Nina was a foreign language student. Her degree was in Spanish, but she had minors in Italian, German, French, there was another one. I don't remember. Anyway, my point is she was multilingual. And to me, foreign language is very, very difficult for me. I took 3 years of French in high school, and the only reason I took it was so I wouldn't have to study foreign language in college. And I never learned anything. I learned enough to pass a test. So if you've ever done that, then you're following me here. And I asked Nina, why on earth would you choose a subject that to me was so very difficult? Why would you do something that hard? Do you want to be an interpreter? And she said, no, not especially, no. And I said, oh, do you want to travel to Spain or travel abroad and get a job? And she said, no, not especially. That's not how she said it, guys. She was from Long Island, and she would draw out her words, and oh, it was fascinating to me. I'm not doing a very good accent of Nina, but she had a beautiful way of expressing herself that was very different from any of my friends prior to Nina. She said to me that she loved studying languages because it gave her the ability to communicate and to understand people that were different from her or me, people that lived different lives in different cultures. It was like a brand new concept for me at that time. You have to understand that I was raised in New Mexico, really other than little vacations. I had never left nor lived anywhere but New Mexico. So I thought New Mexico culture was everywhere. That was the world culture. You don't know until you know, but I remember Nina kind of opening up my mind at that time. That's one of the great things about studying, right? It can kind of open up your mind. And Nina encouraged me. She said, Kelly, you should go and study abroad. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that be great? I dreamt of it. Wouldn't that be awesome? I was always a little bit bit envious of any college student that didn't have 2 kids to feed and clothe and all of that other stuff. I'm not complaining, guys. That was my life, and when I look back on it, I wouldn't change it for the world. But I had a lot of other responsibilities besides just going to school. But an opportunity came up to do a national exchange when I was in my junior year of college, and there was a project that I really wanted to work on, so I applied for the project. I was accepted, and I talked to my parents about it. My parents agreed to take care of my kids for a year so I could go to New York and study all by myself on a national exchange program. I was so excited. This was kind of a fantasy. I would no longer be envious of those other students that surrounded me because I was going to get to experience it. And let me tell you, I was excited to live in a dormitory. I had never lived in a dorm before, and I thought that would be kind of a cool thing to do. And when I showed up at school, I had been assigned to an international dormitory. Evidently, someone thought that New Mexico was a foreign country, but I opted to stay there. And part of it was my friend Nina. All of her experience traveling abroad and meeting people from all over the world, I was like, I can get that right here in this dormitory. And it was really a phenomenal experience for me, being from a small town in New Mexico and getting to meet students from all over the world. Now, I didn't meet all of them, and I made friends with a few of them, but one of the things that happened is many of these students would bring their papers to me and ask me just to proof their papers. I was not an English major, but English was my first language, and I think I could kind of proof their papers, and when I look back on it, I think I perhaps helped them to make their papers appear more American-like, not necessarily better English, but they all appreciated it. And one of the things that impressed me was how smart these students were. It was like, wow, they're so smart. And I admired their courage in coming to a foreign country and studying in a foreign language to them. To me, it was such a cool thing, and I was inspired by them. One of the things about this experience that I did not expect to happen, and boy did it happen, is so I show up in New York at my university, and I've got my school, and I focused on my school for a while, but I was so incredibly lonely. You have to remember, part of my childhood and all of my adult life at that point had been spent with children. I had never really been alone, and I was incredibly lonely, had no family, no friends, was slowly meeting people, and I was so lonely. So what I would do at night is I would write letters. Yes, we wrote letters back then because there were no cell phones, no home computers. There was computer laboratories on the universities, but I never used them. And they weren't used in the same way that we use them today. So most people got their information from either books or television or newspapers, that type of thing. Everyone had a home phone at that time, but you had to pay extra for long distance. And for a broke college student, that was a luxury. I got to call home like once a week and talk to my boys. But I missed my family and friends terribly, so I would write these, I'm sure, long, rambly letters with not very riveting information in them. And I was sending letters. Every night I was writing to someone. So I write my sister, and I'm guessing that the letters to my sister were probably just a little bit more personal than the ones I was sending to my parents and my children. And I look forward to the letters that I received in return. That was always a treat to have some mail in my mailbox. Now, my sister was a teacher. She was a special ed teacher, and her specialty was reading, teaching children how to read. And she was a teacher from the day she was born. Before she even started school, she would play teacher with the neighborhood kids. She was always the teacher. She loved to play school. She had lesson plans. She had all of the gear. Both of my parents were educators. They gave her supplies, and she would hold class with the neighborhood kids. And it was not above her to call a parent-teacher conference with her friends' parents. I say friends. She thought of them as pupils. But yeah, she took this super serious from the time she was a wee little girl, teacher by heart, born and bred a teacher. Now, my sister writes me back and I get my letter from my sister and she responds to my letter, but she also includes my original letter. And that letter, let me tell you, this is the truth, guys. My letter to her was marked with a red pen. She had circled all of my misspellings, my grammar errors, suggestions in the margins for a better letter. She didn't include a grade, but I can tell you, had she included a grade, it would have been an F with a big circle around it. And it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings so much because, like I told you, it was just a really lonely time for me. Big transition for me at that time. I was about 28 years old. So some of you are saying, probably expecting me to be more mature, but it was the first time I was ever on my own. And the truth is, that's how I was feeling, very lonely. But this is my sister, mind you. We spoke freely with one another and knowing that at the end of the day, we were always going to love each other. And I told her that flat out, I said, "You're a bitch. You're a bitch." And she said, "I don't want anyone thinking of you as a dumb hillbilly, Kelly, a hillbilly from New Mexico." And that thought, guys, it never crossed my mind that someone would judge me. And I guess people are always judging. And I kind of was like, "Don't worry about it, sis. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be all right. Even if somebody thinks I am a dumb New Mexican, I'm going to be okay." So I share that story with you with all the details because it was my sister that did it to me and it hurt my feelings at the time. And that brings me to my pet peeve. My YouTube pet peeve is actually peeving. And it's done by peevers. So what exactly is that? I call these people the pronunciation police. And if you are a YouTube creator that has created any amount of content, then you have probably dealt with one, if not multiples, of pronunciation police. And every time I see this brand, hee, hey, hi, who are you? You'll see the creator will cringe, apologize. You know what I'm saying? You've seen it. We've all seen it, especially with this brand because no one knows. So I am here today to share the correct pronunciation. But first I want to say something. If you have enough tech savvy to create a YouTube account or create a YouTube channel, upload YouTube content, then you probably have enough tech background to know that the pronunciation can be found on any smartphone. So that might make you wonder, if I have a brand like this that I'm unsure of, why am I not checking the pronunciation before I haul my items on a YouTube video? The truth is because I just don't care enough. It's not really a great investment of my time. What is important as a fashion reseller is that I know how to spell it. I can actually copy these words verbatim into my listing. Now, if I had a brick and mortar store, would it be important that I know the correct pronunciation? No. If I was an instructor at a fashion institute, would I need to know the correct pronunciation? Perhaps. Perhaps we hold teachers to a higher standard. And there are creators that bill themselves as educators. They're here to educate us on how to run a successful reselling business. Maybe we're going to hold them to a higher standard. There are a lot of creators out there, and I'm so thankful for them that they share their journey. They just share what they are doing. That's what I am doing here. I'm not here to educate anyone. If you learn anything from me, good job. I am so happy that you did. I just share what I am doing and what's working for me, what's not working on occasion. And the pronunciation of the brand is of little importance. I think about Nina. I think about what Nina, when she said that she had this desire to communicate and to understand. And I think that's the thing. If I've heard plenty of YouTubers talk about fox fur and fox leather, but what they mean is faux fur or faux leather, basically meaning fake, right? It's not real. They just sounded it out. They pronounced it phonetically. Did I understand it? Absolutely. Do I have to correct them? No. I mean, if they stay in the game long enough, I think that, just because we're here, you're in the business, you'll probably learn just because you're here. Maybe you won't. And maybe that will become part of their trademark, part of their brand. I have to say that I have really, really wonderful viewers. I'm so grateful for your comments, your tips. You guys, it's fair game. Anytime a creator asks you a question, I'm assuming that they really want an answer. You guys have taught me so much in your comments, and I really, really appreciate them. Correcting someone's speech, pronunciation, diction does not make you smarter than them. The truth is, we all have different talents and skills, and they may become more refined with time, but we're all good at some things, and no one is good at all of them. Some people are great orators. Some people are really funny. Some people have great style sense. Some people are really good business women, but seldom do you find the whole ball of wax in one creator. Are you following me here? So yeah, correcting someone's pronunciation does not make you smarter than that person. It makes you rude. Thank you so much for letting me get that off my chest. I don't receive a whole lot of criticism for that, but every time I see this brand and I hear the creators apologize over this brand, it makes me want to defend them. And I'm not going to do that in someone else's comments. I'm going to do it right here on the Kelly Shaffner channel. Just tell it like it is. Okay, the correct pronunciation of this label.
Aloha. Today's Hawaiian word is hey hey, to race. Hey hey na moku pe'ai ka'awi na la. Sailboats race in the afternoon. Hey hey.
That's not how I see this. The correct pronunciation of this brand is hey hey. Moving on, no more stories. I guess this is kind of a story. Because this haul is kind of small, I did include 3 pieces. Oh, I'm going to include a dress from my last haul that I forgot to share with you guys. I have to grab it though. More clothes, less talking, Kelly. Okay, I found these jeans at a little thrift store. I picked up 6 items. I spent $17, but only 3 of them are for Resell. Idle Wind, fueled by Miranda Lambert. These are a size 14 denim jeans. These are a button fly, I'm sure you can tell that. And they are a really, really flare, wide leg, really nice denim, actually. I have never seen this brand before. Are you familiar with this brand? I found comps as low as $10 on this brand. This is a pretty good size. These are selling anywhere from $20 to $45, which is actually better than I get for like J Brand or Current Elliott. So I'm gonna give these a try. I got a great price. I hadn't figured out my cost of goods because I just got these, but if I'm only selling 3 items, it's over $5. So $5.70. Yeah, I think that's worth it. These here are definitely worth $5.70. Ooh, I cleaned these, but these are work boots. And they had a lot of mud on the soles, so I was able to get that out, but the suede is not perfect. I think these are called the Commander. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but this is a Justin leather. It's a suede leather work boot with a steel toe on them. They look like they're in really good condition. That's what the soles look like, but the information on the inside is, you can tell that these were worn because it's about worn off, and I took so many pictures and blew up the pictures, and I believe these are a size 8. And the size 8 of this boot sells for about between $35 and $48. The larger sizes actually sell for more. Size matters. Size does matter. I think a size 8 men's is pretty small, but these are in good condition, and I was happy to get them. This is the final item that I picked up at that little thrift store. This is a pair of Danskos. Can you see the label right there? Danskos. They look like this. It's brown leather, but almost like a mahogany brown. It's got a little bit of a red undertone, and it does have these elastic straps on them. They're in super, super good condition. they did have the pads on the back of them, and there were even pads on the inside. So I used some Goo Gone and got them out. It took me about 20 minutes to get them out and looking great, but for $3. And, I was watching TV while I was removing those pads. But yeah, that's what I got from that little thrift store. And everything else is from the Goodwill. This is a pair of loafers. You guys know I love to source loafers. They're kind of in a mustard colored suede leather. They actually kind of feel like velvet. And they have been worn. They have leather bottoms on them, which is normally a sign of a pretty good shoe. Leather soles are more expensive. The brand on this is Gemmy, which I became familiar with from a ThredUp mystery box. It's a good brand. It doesn't resell quickly, but it does sell. I like this color, and these are a size 38. Next up is a pair of sneakers, tennis shoes. I'm tempted to try these for myself. I love the color. They are in really, really good shape. They are a pink, kind of a low profile shoe. You see the brand right there. These are Merrell. They're really a low profile. And they do have Vibram soles on them, which usually will up the price. The resale value, the Vibram soles, these are in fantastic condition, and they are a size 8.5. So yeah, I haven't tried those on, but I've been thinking about it. I love these too. You guys know I like bright colored shoes. This is a really cool shoe. So it is orange patent leather on the top, and then a pebbled leather, super soft pebbled, kind of a pastel yellow on the bottom. Again, these are a leather sole. Look at the heel. Look at the heel on these. This is a sign of a nice shoe. You see how that's not an evenly shaped shoe. Let me share this heel. See how that is just a regular shaped heel? Let me put them together. So they probably just have a big box of heels at the Gemmy factory where they're putting the heels on the shoe, but this heel was designed specifically for this shoe. A little bit longer on the inside of the shoe as opposed to the outside, so it's going to distribute your weight correctly. I mean, there's some nice little touches on this shoe, which happens to be Cole Haan, size 9.5. They're in pretty good condition. I did have to clean them up, and they're not perfect, but they're in pretty good shape. I'll share with you the soles so you can see the type of wear. I did clean these soles too. Leather soles are kind of hard to clean, and these do have a little grip on them, so I didn't dare put sandpaper on them. I just wiped them down. So excited about those. Next up is a pair of sandals that look like this. They are a comfort sandal, and they are by the brand, let me show you. They're a hook and loop, guys, and they are by the brand OTBT, which you guys, my viewers, taught me that this is off the beaten path. No, is it off the beaten trail? I don't remember. I really thought these were off the beaten path, and it's also the Forever collection. These are a size 8, and they're in great condition. So this is what the soles look like. They were dirty, and I cleaned them up, and happy to have those. And you guys will never guess why I picked up these Lucky Brand wedges. I like that these are a really reasonable height. That's about 3 inches, and this is a laser cut red. And I love red shoes. So yeah, just a Lucky Brand wedge, and they're in really, really nice condition. I do not think these are leather. Just by feeling it, it doesn't feel like real leather. It feels like fox leather, actually, and it is laser cut there, but it also is missing the size. So I did have to measure these. These measure to a size 7. I tried them on, and I could just barely, my toe and my heel was coming to like right there. I'm a size 8, so I knew these were a little bit smaller than me, and they did measure to a size 7. That's the thing about Lucky Brand. Their sizes are normally a sticker on the bottom of the shoe. So yeah, sometimes I leave Lucky Brand behind if I don't want to mess with the no size. Okay, I don't know if this was a good buy. $6.65. If you look right there, you can see the logo. That tree is Timberland. And I've sold Timberland twice. Both times it sold rapidly. My friend Michelle told me that she does not have good luck selling Timberland unless it is their iconic kind of like hiking boot or work boot. But I really wanted to try these. And they're a size 6. So it's kind of a small size. These are a hiking boot and they are not in perfect condition. See those toes there? They were dirty, so I don't think I realized how much damage. Now it's surface, there's no holes, but the leather is dinged right there. The soles look fabulous on these hiking boots. I'm going to give them a try. I hope I have good luck selling these. Yeah, every time I see Timberland, I'm excited to pick it up, and it's normally priced too high to pick up for my business. So yeah, I was happy to get these. I love these boots, these black leather combat boots with that double buckle strap detail. They do lace up, and they also have interior zips, which makes them super easy to get into. This is what the soles look like. So they have a nice lug sole. I mean, they're not a platform boot, like that would make them extra great. Let me see if I can get into them and take the stuffing out, and I will share the brand with you. It kind of surprised me. Can you see it? I'm going to have to zoom in so you guys can see. This is Antonio Milani. So I'm guessing these were originally sold at Dillard's, and some people won't pick this brand up. I do pick this brand up if I think the style is special. I recently sold a pair of mustard yellow Antonio Milani suede flats. They sold in less than a week for $29. Don't sleep on this brand if you can find some cute and unusual styles. That's my best advice. And finally, the last pair of shoes is some Tory Burch flats. I had just recently talked about this style, the Riva, R-E-V-A, Riva ballet flats. And these are also described as travel shoes with the large logo medallions on them. This is a really, really good seller by Tory Burch. These do have some wear on the soles. I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's not terrible, but and normally when I find them, they have been worn. You can see a teeny tiny bit of heel drag. I did polish these up because they had a little scuffing on the toes and also right here, but I mean, they cleaned up beautifully. These sell so well on the Resell platform, so I was excited to find these. Guys, I'm going to end this video. I did have a dress that I failed to share in my last video. I'll share that in another video. I know this one is getting kind of long. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will be back very, very soon with another video. Blessings to all of you. Hey, hey.